Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Lemis Tufail from DS27. Thanks for joining me, Lemis.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you found out about the data school.
My degree was in biomedical engineering at King's, and the degree it was mostly coding and a little bit of data analysis using programming languages like MATLAB and a bit of Python and C++. So and I didn't really enjoy coding very much, but I liked the data analytics side of it. So from there, I knew that I wanted to pursue a career in data analytics. And when I was looking for graduate roles, I came across the data school.
What's been most challenging for you in the data school?
So I think one of the most challenging things for me was presenting. I was quite nervous about presenting because I didn't have much experience before presenting, because at university we never had any of we didn't really have to present anything. The only presentation I had to give was for my final year project. So because of that, I didn't have much experience with that. So I struggled quite a lot. I mean, I found that quite challenging. But then throughout all of our client projects, I started to get more confident, and I don't find that as a challenge anymore. I feel very comfortable presenting. So I think that it was a challenge back then, but I've overcome it.
So if you go back to week one, what advice would you give week one Lemis about how to improve her presentation skills?
I think I would say to probably stay more calm, because I think I would stress out quite a lot back then. Before presentation, I wouldn't I'd spend too much time stressing instead of actually planning on what I'm going to say and rehearsing. So I think maybe just to stay calm and think about everything, think it through before I go ahead.
What's your favorite feature of Tableau?
You know, when you can so I think there's two. One where you can just copy a dashboard into another workbook. Okay. And then the other thing is copying out the formatting.
Okay.
So when you just click at the bottom and then you can copy out the formatting, it saves so much time.
Yeah, Henry mentioned that as well, and about how when we were in training and I showed you guys that pretty far into training, we're all like, how do we not know this already? Hitting yourselves like, oh, we could have saved so much time. Yeah. What are your top tips to be successful at the data school?
I think one would be if you're confused, always ask questions, because I think especially with me when I was at uni, the lecturers always had a curriculum, so they had to get through this lecture before the end of within those 2 hours that they had. Whereas at the data school there isn't that kind of time limitation. If you don't understand something, everyone will spend time until you understand before we move on to the next thing. So I think the first thing would be always ask questions. If you're confused, don't just sit there. I think the other thing is get to know your cohort, because I feel I think at the start I was a bit more quieter around my cohort, but then after we all got to know each other, we had some socials outside. We all worked together so much better.
On your profile, you mentioned that in your spare time you enjoy baking. What's your favorite thing to bake?
I like baking. I make really good cookies.
Competition.
I make really good milk chocolate cookies.
What makes a great friend?
I think someone that's always there when you need them, that also cares for you, but also tells you when you're doing something wrong. Who doesn't just who's not always just nice to you. They need to be more straightforward and let you know if you're doing something wrong, and even if that kind of upsets you.
Great. Well, thank you for your time today, Lemis, and I'll let you get back to your placement. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.